Hi everyone, Shane from Smoker here. Just a quick video just ahead of next week. So we've got the summer gin tasting that sold out again. Amazing. Thank you everyone that's bought tickets for that. In fact, it sold out that quick. We had to rush the launch of our next one, which is the Rock Rose gin tasting, which believe it or not, that's already 75% sold as well. So if you are looking to get on the other one, book that now. Just as a recommendation. Gin's obviously proven the popular one, definitely out of all the tastings that we're doing. So with this one, like we've hinted, and we have explained as well in the advertising of it, we're going to push again a couple of cocktails into it just to show those alternative serves. And I must reiterate, it's really not imperative that you guys do it on the night. Don't feel pressure. Just take the knowledge and just join us for obviously the sampling element and tasting it. And you can always keep the ingredients and make it another time. But this is just a quick video so that if anyone does want to join in on the evening, we're just going to tell you what bits you have to have ready. Again, these are bits that you can get around the house. And it just requires a minimal bit of shopping just for a few bits that you might need. We have actually sent some vanilla sugar that's actually coming with the pack that you're going to have coming in. So that's one bit already done. Now that is going to be used for two of the drinks. One of them, you've got enough sugar there to use for it. In my personal opinion, if you can make a little bit of the sugar syrup up, which we've told you in the past, which is simply equal parts of granulated sugar to water. So if you put 100 mils of sugar in a measure, then put 100 mils of water, mix it together, and it goes into a clear liquid like this. Now, I don't know if you can see it, which way the camera is there. I don't know if you can see slightly in there. There's like it looks like cotton wool that's been dropped in there. This is what I made 2 weeks ago and kept it in the fridge. That's the point you can tell it's turning. So I'm going to make a fresh batch of this, but I just thought I'd keep that to show. That's how you tell as it starts crystallizing there, and it comes. It's almost like a mold in a way, but that's the point where you have to discard. So that's just a way of telling. I just thought I'd point that out. You're also going to need your lemon and limes, and now this time we need both juices. So before we had you juicing some lime up and obviously having it in the bottle ready, we need lemon as well also. Now again, to make it easier, if you have some of this stuff lying around, which is like the Jiffy lemon juice, sometimes it comes in like a shape like this. Use that's fine. Obviously I always recommend fresh, but I know a lot of people that I know in the industry, they're teaching videos as well through this period, and they are saying that this, it serves a purpose and it does work. But yeah, if you can get one of these. Now, one of the last drink we're going to make, I'm actually going to garnish with a lemon peel. So if you can, to get the most use out of this, peel it first, to do a couple of peels so you've got them ready. Preferably do it on the afternoon of the day, and then you can juice up the lemon itself. So that way you get the maximum use out of it, rather than juicing one and then peeling one and then that's wasted. So that's the best way of doing it. Once you have those, obviously like I said, we're giving you the vanilla sugar, and if you can make up some normal sugar, that'd be great. You also need mint, which is going to be used in the first one we make, which essentially is going to be lime, sugar, and mint. And then you will need, what's the other thing you need as well? I have in my head, cucumber. Now again, this isn't imperative. If I tell you now, I'm not giving away the gin we're going to use, but the cucumber is essentially just for garnish. It does a little bit to add flavour to the drink, but it's mainly for garnish. So, it's just going to be aesthetically to make it look good. So if you can get a cucumber, by all means, please get a cucumber, and then you can, join me in with what I do as well from that band. It's a little bit fiddly, that technique, but we'll run through that on the day. And then we also need apple juice. So if you can get hold of apple juice, guys, for the last one. Now my preference for the particular drink on the night, what I'm going to use is cloudy apple juice. It's not the easiest one to get hold of. I know sometimes the smaller supermarkets don't tend to stock it. It's usually a big supermarket job. Normal apple juice is going to work fine. So again, don't stress yourself. If you can get cloudy apple, get that. If not, normal apple juice is fine. And the last element you need to buy, again, not aperitif for the evening, I have to reiterate that each time, Prosecco or champagne of any sort. One of them is going to be a fizzy drink. So if you have some lying around, then do it. If you don't, you know, I know times are tight, so don't rush out and buy it. Just take the knowledge I give you on the night. You can make it when things are back to normal. You know, for a house party or something, knock it up. Just keep those ingredients that I give you written down. In terms of the making of it and the glassware, so like I mentioned before, we had protein shaker. I found for the last one I used actually the rum tasting. I used my bubblegum shrimp shaker, which actually comes with a single strain on top. If you haven't got a single strain, I've used some fancy stuff in the past, but for this one, just I'm using another cup, which I'm going to drop inside, and that actually will keep the ice in there as we pour. And then we'll need a double strain, which again, I've got my trusty large sieve, which is way bigger than the bartender's one, but it'll do the job. So if you have a smaller sieve, great. So that's in terms of the shaking vessels. Glassware wise, we will need something like a highball. So here I've got like a jug. I've also got a tall thin one that I had lying around as well. This also doubles up because we also need a flute for that one that I was talking about for Prosecco and champagne. If you haven't got a flute like this, I think most people have, but if you haven't, because that's nice and thin and tall, it will also do the job as well. So that would also be fine. And then for the last one, it's going to be a martini glass. But again, I've said if you haven't got a martini glass, a wine glass is fine. And if you haven't got a wine glass, just anything slightly smaller. You know, you don't want anything too big because this one's not going to be a large cocktail. So, you know, make do with what you've got around the house. Like I said, I don't want you going out spending loads of money for anything. So just make do with what you have. You know, and if you haven't got it, just watch, follow us along. You still have an enjoyable time, and you learn the knowledge of what to make down the future line. I think that's everything you need to get. I'm just reminding myself. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we're looking forward to another great tasting next weekend, which is going to be summer gins. I know that we dropped out some emails the other day in regards to our big event we're doing with Poppycock, our other company, which is the spring cocktails. This would be a great intro to that in terms of what we're going to do. We're going to take it to a whole nother level with that. You're actually going to have a shaking kit included in that pack. So you bring out your real inner bartender. It is amazing value for money. I always panic looking at larger numbers when I put on tickets. I really don't think when you actually weigh up everything, it is a bargain. At the end of it, you're going to be making 12 cocktails, 6 gin and tonics. You've got your shaking kit in there. It's a whole evening of fun. We've got the music going in the background as well. So it's going to be really, really going to be good. Plenty of time to buy tickets for that. That's not until the 13th of June. I'm just noticing there in my eye, I've got a cyst here at the moment, and it's like I've got a wonky eye. Yeah, I mean, just please join us for that one. It's going to be amazing. We've got loads of tastings as well booked up until that point. I know next weekend we've also got tequila, we've tucked that right in before the summer gin tasting. And then the following weekend we've got World Whiskey, which again is going to be some great products in there. And then straight after that we've got the other gin one. And like I said, that's already 75% sold. So if you haven't got your tickets for that one, jump online. We've got our ticket links everywhere on social, and there'll be a couple of reminder emails coming out on Monday morning, so look out for those. But other than that, yeah, I've waffled on enough, so I will see you next weekend for the summer gin tasting. See you guys later.